What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Finesse. I've been gone. I know I ain't been posting. I ain't been posting. I don't know what's going on. You feel me? I ain't been seeing it. But today, I stumbled across something that grabbed my attention. That grabbed my attention. Excuse me. I had to stop and see what this is about. I had to see. Now I don't like to really pre-watch my videos, but I kind of like start watching this one because I want to see it. If your hood not in here, don't get mad at me. I ain't make the video. I'm just reacting to it. They put it up. I seen it. Don't get mad at me when they tell false stuff about your hood that you be like, no, that ain't really true. Hey, listen, I did not make the video, bruh. I did not make the video, bruh. I'm only reacting to it, P. That's it. So we gonna get in this one real quick. We gonna really see what they talking about. You feel me? I want to really get in here real quick. Again, if they didn't talk about your hood, don't get mad at me. I look like I'm in two different hoods. Like I got on two different colors. Like I'm two different hoods today in Arizona. But it's whatever. You feel me? We in here. But again, like I said, bro, don't get mad at me if they ain't got your hood on here.
This morning, we are spotlighting the deadliest neighborhood in the valley, said to be the most dangerous part of the Phoenix metro area. It seems to be in the news all the time. In fact, at least 10 people have been killed there in just the last 2 years.
Arizona is a state of sweeping deserts and stunning sunsets, and a place where cities change from the inside out. This transformation isn't due to a booming economy or a growing population, but something much darker: gang wars.
The city of Phoenix and cities all across the country reporting an alarming increase of gun violence.
Gun violence.
Gun-related crime.
Violence in Phoenix.
3 separate shooting scenes killing 4 people.
Killed 3 young men in West Phoenix.
10 people were shot over the weekend in Phoenix,
showing an upward trend in killings compared to last year.
Violence and power struggles are tearing communities apart, a narrative we can no longer ignore. Imagine walking down a street where every corner tells a tale of power, betrayal, and turf wars. It's not a scene from a movie. It's a daily reality for many living in Arizona, where a silent war rages, unreported yet devastating. We journey into the heart of Arizona, peeling back layers to expose the grim reality of gang wars, their origins, their evolution, and the indelible marks they leave on the landscape of this iconic state. This isn't the Arizona portrayed in glossy travel magazines or idyllic Instagram posts. This is a tale of a gang war.
Arizona, for real, for real. They secretly, quietly, like they saying, they got some stuff going on out here. They be functioning out here for real. If you're not in tune and you're not here, you will never know. But they functioning out here, boy.
War that changed Arizona forever, long before the streets of Arizona echoed with the sounds of gang.
Yeah, that look like that's the Vistas right there. You know what I'm saying? I seen the Pecan and the 12. That's the Vista hood right there. That's the Blood hood.
Warfare, there were subtle undercurrents that paved the way for the emergence of these violent factions. Understanding the genesis of gang culture requires a journey back in time, where societal and economic factors played a pivotal role. Arizona was no exception in the post-war era, as America experienced economic upheaval. Factories closed and job opportunities dwindled. The seeds of discontent were sown during these turbulent economic times. Neighborhoods that were once thriving began to crumble under unemployment and poverty. Local communities, once close-knit, found themselves fractured as desperation grew. The neighbor-helping neighbor concept slowly eroded, replaced by competition for the few remaining opportunities. Amidst this backdrop, young individuals began seeking a sense of belonging, identity, and protection within the confines of local neighborhoods. These early gangs weren't initially focused on violence, but offered identity and belonging. They gave young people a place to find support and protection in an increasingly hostile environment. However,
I do want to say this, though. You really don't ever really see people this deep no more, though. Like how they walk in groups, it ain't like that no more. Like you don't really see too many people outside no more. Back in the day, there used to be people outside, and I say back in the day, like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was popping. There's people outside. Even for real, like 15 years ago, it was popping. But it ain't really been like it ain't really, you don't see like groups of people coming out no more and functioning and having barbecues and doing that no more. You don't really see it.
These groups transformed as the economic situation worsened, adopting more aggressive tactics to secure their interests. This transformation laid the foundation for a gang culture that would evolve significantly. It was a culture born out of necessity, shaped by the environment. In the wake of economic hardships, small groups seeking companionship gradually evolved into organized gangs that reshaped Arizona's landscape.
Some of the best art comes from some of the craziest places, so it's not all bad.
These emerging gangs began adopting distinct names and identities deeply rooted.
Shout out Ford. I think his name for a second. Cactus. The Valley Club. Shout out the Valley Club. Feel me? Ooh, I didn't mean to do that, y'all.
In their respective neighborhoods. The South Side primarily sees the influence of the Bloods, while the West Side,
They just showed some Bloods that was Cambodians that was in California.
is mainly controlled by Crips, particularly the 10th Street and 16th Street.
And bro, like here look like a Sudanio, like a Southsider. He don't even look like a Crip. I'm just saying.
Sets. This distribution of gang affiliations adds.
Yeah, bro, right here. He in Stockton. Bro in Stockton right here.
Complexity to the ongoing gang dynamics, often resulting in tensions and conflicts.
The moment y'all have all been waiting for, the old infamous wild-ass West Side City neighborhood, aka the 1016 Buckeye Road, home of...
You gotta say "cud" at the end. 10 to the 16 Buckeye Road, cud. Like back in the day, that was a thing. Like all the West Side City, all of them niggas, bro. 10 to the 16 Buckeye Road, cud. Like they were so serious about it too. They were serious. Like they used to bang they hood. I can't stack, bro. But they all the 10 to the 16 Buckeye Road, cud. Like they was serious. Like I got a partner right now. Right now. Him and his mama from the same hood. They from West Side City. And I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with them. I love them both. But they hood boy, that West Side City is deep. They hella deep. They just dumbass, big ass deep. Like they hella dumb deep. Like they hella deep. They got hella people in their hood, bro. Like I honestly don't know. I don't know personally. It could be, but I don't know no hood bigger than West Side City for real, bro.
the boot. Hill Crips.
Gangs such as West Side City, South Side Homes, Buckeye Road, and 16th Avenue projects started to gain prominence and notoriety within the local communities. West Side City primarily drew its ranks from the historic West Side neighborhood of Phoenix. Their territorial influence expanded steadily as they ventured into drug trafficking, weapon distribution, and various illicit activities. The identity of West Side City became synonymous with its neighborhood, contributing to the rich tapestry of Arizona's evolving gang culture. Buckeye Road represented another formidable force within the Arizona
Buckeye Road, cuz.
gangland. Their presence and influence were deeply rooted in the Buckeye Road area. Much like their counterparts, they diversified their criminal enterprises, solidifying their position within the city's complex gang dynamics. These two gangs, their territories marked by streets and blocks, became representatives of the conflicts that tore through Arizona's neighborhoods. The signs, symbols, and territories they claimed were a testament to their influence, fueling a rivalry that intensified as the years passed. These gang identities became more pronounced, often serving as a badge of honor and a reflection of the neighborhood.
You know, them niggas right there, hella young. They go on bodies. For real, for real. When the last time you went bodies with your partner, bro? Exactly. They hella young.
They represented. Southside Homes stood as a distinct entity in its own right. Similarly, 16th Avenue projects boasted its unique identity, contributing to the web of Arizona's evolving gang culture. As these identities solidified, rivalries began to brew between different gang affiliations. Territorial disputes, personal conflicts, and the relentless pursuit of respect fueled these rivalries. At this juncture in Arizona's history, these gangs had become deeply ingrained in the state's social fabric, extending their influence well beyond their neighborhood.
crazy part is I know y'all see them with them big old chopperoos in their pants. They can do that legally. You can do that out here legally.
The diversification and growth of these gangs marked a critical phase in Arizona's gang culture evolution, setting the stage for the intense conflicts and profound transformations that lay ahead. The escalation of gang violence was not a gradual process, but rather punctuated by notable incidents that rocked the state. These events, etched into the collective memory of communities, signified the intensification of gang violence and its far-reaching impacts. In the heart of South Phoenix's Park South neighborhood, children as young as 6 are drawn into the
See, Park South another hood. I gotta say, I didn't even know that Park South had Bloods in their hood. That's another story, different day. But Park South is a Crip hood and a Blood hood. I like to call them hybrid hoods when you got Bloods and Crips in your hood. I call it a hybrid hood. I don't know if that's really what it's called. I just call it that because you got both.
grip of gangs, exemplified by Darian Hartley's initiation into the Park South Crips at that tender age. This sets the stage for a lifelong commitment to gang life. In a harrowing chapter of Arizona's gang warfare, a fatal drive-by shooting epitomized the ongoing conflict's devastating toll. On July 21st, authorities apprehended 2 individuals, 21-year-old Zion Colbert and 20-year-old Maki Hinkle, in connection with the tragic event that unfolded just weeks prior. The incident involved a relentless pursuit by Colbert and Hinkle, who authorities claim belonged to the Southern Crips gang, targeting occupants of a Ford Edge believed
They targeting the Southern. Southern is another hybrid gang. They got Bloods and Crips. They got front streets and back streets. Hey, what I never understood is I've been told a lot of the front streets and the back streets, they all like blood family, like they cousins, aunties, sisters, like uncles, like they real life tied in family, but one might be a Crip, one might be a Blood, but that's my blood cousin or that's my blood brother, but we from the same hood but different hoods at the same time. Like it'd be crazy, bro. But what they talking about, I remember. I remember. And rest in peace. And to their mama, bro, that lady done lost a lot of kids. She had to bury a lot of her kids, man, bro. Rest in peace to her kids, man. My condolences. My condolences. Should no parent have to bury their kids, bro. I'm just saying.
to be affiliated with the Park South Crips. Driving a Kia Optima, they unleashed a barrage of gunfire at the vehicle near Baseline Road and 48th Street in Tempe. Tragically, the drive-by attack claimed the life of one passenger seated in the middle rear seat, while another in the back suffered injuries but survived. This chilling incident left behind 24 bullet casings as grim evidence of the confrontation. Documents suggest that the roots of this violence trace back to a long-standing feud between the two rival gangs, ignited by the death of a Southern Crip member known as Trey. This drive-by shooting was...
But I was told, I don't know too much, but they said bruh was a basketball players and his brothers was the rah-rah ones. But the one they did that skit on, I don't know if he was the rah-rah one or not. I think he was the cool one who didn't do nothing, but they was I think leaving the basketball gym, like leaving the Boys and Girls Club or the YMCA or going to it. It was one of the two. I can't remember if they was leaving or going to it though.
Merely one of numerous violent clashes between the factions in the wake of Trey's demise. Law enforcement's pursuit of justice led to the arrest of Hinkle and Colbert on July 21st in Phoenix. Their charges testified to the ongoing gang war's brutality, including first-degree murder, drive-by shooting, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, assisting a street gang, and criminal damage. Held on a $1 million cash-only bond, the two suspects await their next Maricopa County Superior Court hearing. This event serves as a somber reminder of the relentless and destructive nature of the gang rivalry plaguing Arizona's communities. The infamous Chipman Road 10, deeply entrenched in the Park South Crips gang, shocked the community with their involvement in a horrific incident, including the gang rape of a mentally disabled 15-year-old girl.
Off with their heads. That's all I can think about, bro. Cause nah, bro. What? 15 special, bro. No. What is wrong with y'all, bruh? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all could have went to do 7 and found somebody legal, willing. What is wrong with y'all, bruh?
Leading to a highly publicized trial. The black community's deep-seated mistrust of authorities, fueled by a history of police misconduct, such as the 1994 choking death of double amputee Edward Mallet during a routine traffic stop, adds to the neighborhood's complex dynamics. Despite enduring challenges like drug peddling and crack houses, families who have called Park South home for generations maintain a strong sense of community. In the Chipman Road case, TerrArizona, known as T-Bone, was one of the defendants who grew up in a relatively stable family environment but became involved with the Park South Crips at a young age. His criminal history started early, with incidents dating back to the mid-1990s, and he faced several legal issues before his involvement in the Chipman Road incident in February 1997. Despite Ozen's troubled past, some people saw the potential for positive change in him. Ozen's affiliations with the gang continued, and he ultimately played a pivotal role in the events on Chipman Road. At one point, in early 1998, Ozen agreed to testify against his fellow defendants in exchange for a plea bargain that would have led to his release from jail in less.
That's one thing I want to say for y'all young people. They was telling back in the day. I get it. I still don't make it okay. Chuck E. Cheese. The dude at Chuck E. Cheese in Arizona just went to jail. He's a rat. He ain't really a rat, but he went to jail. And he coincidentally, Chuck E. Cheese is a rat. All I'm saying is this. Telling don't get you nothing better. And bruh probably didn't even get no shorter time for being the ratatouille he was. None. What do y'all be? Listen, bruh. If you in trouble, why get your homies in trouble too? If you got solid partners, if you dealing with some solid partners, they gonna make sure you good. But you just telling old folks, that's crazy. Like I ain't never really messed with Young Thug, but then I feel like this. Young Thug is the worst type of snitch. He telling on stuff that ain't even got nothing to do with him or his case. He telling on about other people and other stuff. Like, bro, come on, bro. Snitching ain't cool, bro.
Than 2 years. This decision marked a turning point in the case. Detective Rusty Stewart, who had been critical of plea bargains, surprisingly asked the judge for a more lenient sentence for Ozen, recognizing that he had shown remorse and was not as violent as some of the other defendants. Ozen's sentencing hearing occurred on September 22, 1998. It was a remarkable moment, highlighting the complexity of the case and the varying perspectives of those involved, including law enforcement, the prosecution, and the defendants' families. Ultimately, on that day, the judge acknowledged Ozen's remorse and handed down a less severe sentence than initially expected. In response to the escalating violence, community leaders began to mobilize, often under the banner of.
So I lied. That man ratatouille on his partners, told on him, pointed the finger, got on the stand, told his lawyer, whatever he did, the judge acknowledged it and gave him lesser time because he wanted to cop out and tell on folks. If he was going to tell, why was you going to go in the first place? If he was going to tell, why even join the gang in the first place? If he was going to tell, why even do any of that? Since you telling on people. Didn't you get told when you was a kid, stop being a tattleteller? Crazy.
Grassroots organizations. One such organization was the Phoenix Curriculum, comprised of concerned citizens and former gang members who sought to mediate conflicts and provide alternatives to young individuals at risk of gang involvement. These community-driven initiatives aim to address the root causes of gang affiliation and reduce the attraction to violence. However, the path to de-escalation was fraught with challenges. The draw of gang life, with its promises of protection and financial gain, remained a potent force, especially for disenfranchised youth. The cycle of violence violence perpetuated itself as retaliatory acts spread further conflict. A notable turning point was the gang truce of 2005. Facilitated by community leaders and religious figures, this unprecedented ceasefire brought together rival gang members to negotiate a truce. The agreement sought to end hostilities, reduce violence, and provide gang members opportunities to exit.
Who was that and what hood he from to come and cause a truce? Let me see. He might be a somebody. I don't know. He could be a somebody. But I'm just saying, y'all call it a truce? When, let me go back. When y'all call it a truce, bro? I said, y'all's calling truce.
The violence perpetuated itself as retaliatory acts spread further conflict. A notable turning point was the gang truce of 2005. Facilitated by community leaders and religious figures, this unprecedented ceasefire brought together rival gang members to negotiate a truce. The agreement sought to end hostilities, reduce violence, and provide gang members opportunities to exit the crime cycle. While the gang truce of 2005 marked a significant moment of hope, its success was mixed. It did reduce certain forms of violence, but the deeply rooted structures of gang culture proved resistant to change. The truce also faced opposition from within the gangs, with some members resistant to abandoning their criminal enterprises. These key events underscored the complexity of addressing gang violence in Arizona. The escalation had deep-seated roots in economic disparities, community breakdown, and a desire for belonging and power. While law enforcement and community organizations tried to stem the tide of violence, the challenges remained immense.
In Arizona, police in the Phoenix suburb of Tempe are looking for 2 men who shot.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
13 people at a nightclub overnight. 2 of the victims are hospitalized in serious condition. The motive for the shooting, well, that's still unclear, but it happened during a rap concert. Police say the club has a history of trouble.
The streets bore witness to a series of harrowing shootings and killings that sent shockwaves throughout the community. These violent events were not mere statistics, but painful reminders of the stark realities residents face.
A Valley mom is breathing a sigh of relief after police arrest a teen.
If they was talking about that Nipsey Hussle concert, I was there with my mama, and it was crazy. What's even more crazier is I ended up going to jail for the first time in my life. And if you know anything about, you know how it works. But we going to court. I'm in the elevator with a dude. Everybody talking or whatever. Bruh, in there for the shootout. That's the Nipsey Hussle thing. He like, bruh, it wasn't even my fault. Somebody else was shooting. Listen, all I'm gonna say, if you was there that night, there was a lot of somebody's shooting that night. A lot of people was shooting that night. A lot of people got hit that night. It was crazy.
Teenager accused of killing her beloved son, Carlos. The devastating shooting happened just before the 4th of July.
The streets of South Phoenix were the grim backdrop for a gruesome spectacle. In July 2020,
that looked like the townies. If y'all know anything about the townies, back in the day, ooh-wee, that wasn't even called the danger zone.
the tranquility of the evening was shattered by the deafening roar of gunfire as a gray Chevy Impala unleashed a hail of bullets. The intended target was a rival gang member, but Carlos Garcia, a 19-year-old queuing for a late-night snack at Quick Corner, became an unwitting casualty. Carlos Garcia, a promising ASU junior majoring in computer science, had dreams that reached for the stars, hoping to enlist in the Air Force post-graduation. His dreams were shattered that night, leaving his mother, Cristina Garcia, grieving for her son's unrealized potential. As investigators delved into the case, they unearthed the shadowy world of Cavante Myers, a 15-year-old with a history deeply entwined.
15, bruh. 15? Look at him. He looked like he would all the bull. He would all the functions and festivities. Boy, look at. He carried chopping his dungarees. I'm telling you. He got pole in them shorts. Boy, he still looked like he wore basketball shorts under his pants.
With gangs, his social media profiles painted a grim picture of his association with the criminal street gang responsible for the ruthless drive-by shooting. Legal proceedings unfolded amid allegations of misconduct. including the belated disclosure of crucial evidence. Defense lawyers sought to shed light on Myers' turbulent upbringing, exposing how violence and neglect had inexorably drawn him into the gang's vicious web. This bold act of violence left scars on the community's bodies and collective soul.
Tonight after a shooting near 32nd Street and Southern. Investigators say police showed up to this scene around 6 tonight, finding a victim shot there.
In Mesa, chaos erupted outside a nightclub, resulting in the deaths of 2 individuals and injuries to 2 others, including a security guard. Corey Reynolds, a security guard who was on duty that night, shared his account of the chaotic scene. He recalled how the evening had been relatively peaceful until an altercation between 2 groups escalated in the club's parking.
I don't even know where this club is at because they say Alma School in Southern. And if y'all know anything about that over there, that's pretty much where the mall used to be. The mall ain't there no more, standing in 2025. But I'm saying, like, I don't remember no club being over there.
Lot. Suddenly, violence erupted and gunshots pierced the air. In the aftermath, responding officers tracked down a vehicle seen speeding away from the scene. 3 individuals inside the car were detained and a handgun was recovered along the vehicle's path. While the names and specific details may differ, the overarching narrative mirrors Arizona's stark reality of gang-related violence. It's a narrative that underscores the urgent need for communities to come together, for law enforcement to pursue justice, and for individuals to find non-violent alternatives to resolve disputes. As the community mourned, they searched for answers, praying for the affected families, and hoping for a safer future. In this relentless cycle of violence and grief, it became increasingly evident that a solution must be found, and the legacy of resilience must endure, shaping the transformation of Arizona.
They're not showing Arizona right now, y'all. I just want to let y'all know.
The streets for generations to come. As the gang war escalated, tensions ran high, and retaliatory actions became the norm. Shootings begot more shootings, creating a vicious cycle of violence that seemed unbreakable. Rivalries intensified, fueled by a thirst for revenge.
The word on the street is that Hassan Smith, aka TMS Sano, has been terrorizing the South Side. TMS stands for Too Many Soldiers. Not only was TMS Sano terrorizing the South Side allegedly, but he would do diss songs like any other drill rapper nowadays, which we later gonna play. But he would also wear his dead enemies on his clothes with disrespectful quotes.
TM Masano, a name etched in the history of this conflict, was not just a gang member, but a symbol of the violence that had gripped Arizona. Also known as Hassan Smith, TMS Masano was a prominent Southside gang culture figure. He not only gained local notoriety through his music, but also through his provocative lyrics and actions, which included wearing clothing adorned with disrespectful quotes related to his rivals.
Freak bitch, hell no, I ain't your last dude. And you ain't even had no bag, why would I bag you?
His tracks, such as Now or Never, often contained explicit references to violence and his involvement in the ongoing conflicts within the gang culture of Arizona. The community watched as these conflicts between rival gangs, often over territory or perceived slights, led to more bloodshed. Guapo Tha Plug, whose real name is Avante Williams, emerged as a central figure in the relentless cycle of violence that plagued the streets of Phoenix, Arizona. His presence in the local rap and drill scene was marked by a conspicuous display of bravado, often showcasing his affiliation with the West Side. Going by his stage name, Guapo Tha Plug, Avante Williams was notorious for his provocative social media content, which included references to his involvement in shootings. He wore his notoriety as a badge of honor, contributing to the growing list of casualties in the ongoing gang warfare.
It sounds like Bora was trying to go to jail and tell on himself at this point. Like, y'all gotta chill out. Slow down. Y'all know them boys be on Instagram, Facebook, all this stuff. What y'all be on, bruh? Slow down. You can't be bragging and boasting about putting, you feel me? Get up and pick your mans up and come on. Shh. I mean, if you want to be cooked and serving all day and wearing orange for the rest of your life, hey, so be it. I'm telling you, if you got away, shut up.
Wilson, known as Money Mako in his community, tragically epitomized the profound toll exacted by the unrelenting gang conflict. His brief life, deeply immersed in the culture of violence that had consumed the streets, and his untimely death became a somber symbol of the grim consequences associated with a life enmeshed in this never-ending cycle of conflict.
A teenager killed, another fighting for his life in the hospital tonight after 4 people were shot late last night. That gunfire erupting near 48th Avenue in Glendale.
On March 6, 2022, in Glendale, Arizona, Damone, at just 19 years old, fell victim to a shooting outside a recording studio. This heart-wrenching incident claimed one life and left 3 others wounded. Suspicion surrounded the circumstances, hinting at a possible setup, as all 4 individuals were shot while approaching the studio. Despite the valiant efforts of responding officers and medical personnel, Damone Wilson succumbed to his injuries, marking a devastating end to a young life just a week before his 20th birthday. His story serves as a poignant reminder of the profound impact that such violence inflicts upon the lives of young individuals caught in its web, while the community grapples with deep loss and enduring grief. The escalation of violence was not limited to those directly involved in gangs. Innocent lives were forever altered as bullets flew through neighborhoods. The impact of this conflict rippled through the entire community, leaving scars that may never fully heal. The resilience and determination of the community would be tested like never before. As gang violence continued to grip Arizona, law enforcement agencies faced daunting challenges in their relentless pursuit of curbing these criminal organizations. The conflict between
I wonder why when they be editing these videos, they just be putting any and everything. Somebody asked me that, and I'm starting to realize they do get kind of irritating. Like, why y'all showing other stuff that's not pertaining to the video?
gangs and law enforcement created a complex dynamic that required creative strategies and unwavering dedication from those in uniform. In response to the escalating violence, law enforcement agencies initiated Operation Safe Streets. This campaign aimed to curb gang-related violence through increased police presence, targeted arrests, and community outreach programs. It sought to quell the tide of violence that had engulfed Arizona's neighborhoods. Recognizing the need for a united front, law enforcement agencies collectively formed interagency task forces to tackle gang-related issues. These task forces brought together local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, such as the Phoenix Police Department and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, ATF, to pool resources and expertise. The collaborative efforts allowed for a more coordinated response to gang violence. Specialized units were established within law enforcement agencies to combat gangs' secretive and underground nature. These units focused on gathering intelligence about gang activities, often employing undercover operations, surveillance, and confidential informants to identify key players,
Confidential informants,
criminal procedures, and potential threats. Knowing the importance of building trust with communities affected by gang violence, law enforcement officers embraced community policing initiatives. Officers like Officer Maria Lopez worked diligently to build relationships with residents, emphasizing communication and trust building. This approach aimed to empower communities to become partners in addressing gang issues and restoring a sense of security in their neighborhoods. However, law enforcement agencies faced a series of formidable challenges. Gang members adhered to a strict code of silence, often refusing to cooperate with law enforcement or provide information about criminal activities. This code of silence made securing convictions and dismantling gangs extremely difficult, as witnesses were often reluctant to come forward. Gangs operated largely underground, conducting their illegal activities covertly. The covert nature of their operations created significant obstacles for law enforcement agencies in infiltrating and gathering evidence against these organizations. The constant threat of retaliation from gang members cast a shadow over law enforcement officers and witnesses alike. This environment of fear and intimidation posed significant challenges in gathering evidence and securing witness testimony. In response to the ever-evolving tactics employed by gangs, law enforcement agencies adapted their approaches. Legislative changes were implemented to provide law enforcement with more tools to combat gang-related.
Nowadays, you can't even tell if they're part of a gang. Like, I probably look like I'm part of a gang. Like, anybody look like they part of a gang. I see my little nephew. He looked like he was part of a gang. He squares, I don't know what. Like, everybody look like they part of a gang nowadays. Like, you get stereotyped so much. Like no one, like, ain't nobody wearing the flag. Ain't nobody wearing they color extremely overratedly. Like, Bloods is wearing blue, Crips is wearing red. Like, Hoovers is probably wearing who knows what colors. Like, it don't even matter no more, bruh. People wearing whatever they want. So it's hard to determine who from where. You feel me? You can run into the mall and you wouldn't know somebody's from woo woo unless you really just know them. Like, it ain't like that no more.
activities. Measures such as stricter penalties for gang-related offenses and enhanced witness protection programs were introduced to bolster law enforcement efforts. Law enforcement agencies redoubled their efforts to engage with the community. They partnered with local organizations, schools, and community leaders to provide support and mentorship to at-risk youth. These programs aim to divert young individuals away from the attraction of gang life and toward more positive and constructive paths.
Nearly 600 people across the valley are busted during Operation Summer Shield.
Phoenix police teaming up with federal, state, and county law enforcement to go after some of the most violent criminals on our streets.
They just said 600. That is insane.
Fox 10's Nicole Garcia has the details on this. Nicole.
That 5-day operation took place last week, and officials arrested more than 580 suspects, including people who were wanted fugitives, homicide suspects, convicted felons.
While law enforcement efforts played a crucial role in addressing gang violence, the challenges posed by these criminal organizations remained formidable. Within this darkness, a different kind of strength emerged. The community's spirit proved unbreakable. Individuals and local organizations united, determined to reclaim their neighborhoods. Grassroots initiatives sprang up, creating safe spaces for youth and fostering opportunities for positive engagement. Maria Gonzalez, for instance, had witnessed the horrors of gang violence and turned her grief into act.
Y'all telling me, I think y'all took all them people to jail, and then y'all came in here with the gentrification, and then y'all thought that was just going to fix everything.
Activism. Maria became a beacon of resilience, working tirelessly to ensure no other parent would experience her pain. Her story epitomized the indomitable spirit that arose from the bleakest of times. Once overshadowed by fear, these communities embarked on a self-renewal journey. Neighborhood watches, mentorship programs, and community centers took shape, symbols of hope testimonies to the unwavering spirit of Arizona's residents. In the face of adversity, these communities found their voices. They collaborated with law enforcement, providing vital information to combat gang activity. The culture of fear gradually gave way to a renewed sense of security. Residents began to reclaim their streets, one block at a time. This transformation was neither swift nor easy, marked by setbacks and struggles, yet it stood as a testament to the resilience embedded in Arizona's neighborhoods. It demonstrated that even in the darkest hours, communities could rise above fear and uncertainty, reconstructing their foundations stronger than ever. The landscape of gang warfare in Arizona continues to evolve. Recent years have seen a mix of challenges, interventions, and shifts in the gang culture, each leaving its mark on the communities and neighborhoods we've explored. The demographic makeup of Arizona has experienced notable changes, influencing the dynamics of gang activity.
See, I don't know who Little Bro is, but I have heard his music is hella disrespectful. He hella disrespectful from what I've been told. Hey, but y'all little niggas be liking that. I don't know. Like, I don't listen. I guess it's okay. Me personally, I don't know. Because the dead can't defend themselves. That's all I'm saying. They can't defend themselves. So you talking about a person who can't defend yourself. So what is you? Who was you really for real then? Hold on, y'all. Home of the Whopper with your beef. Chalo, casting over the ghetto. You know when I sent that text? Yeah, I know. No. Like, you good. I'm just like, I sent that text like 4 days ago. That's why I'm like, when you send me the text back down, I'm like, I didn't even know if your phone was on for real. No, you good. Life is life, and listen. You ain't got to explain it to me. I know what it's like. I definitely know what it's like for life to be whooping your ass. Man, I appreciate you. All right. Hey, life be life, y'all.
activity. The growth of the state's population, particularly in urban areas, has brought new challenges and opportunities. Neighborhoods once dominated by long-standing gangs have witnessed the emergence of smaller, more localized groups, often with distinct affiliations and motivations. The landscape has transformed in the heart of Phoenix, where West Side City and 16th Avenue projects once held sway. New generations have risen, sometimes dodging traditional gang affiliations. However, while some areas have seen a decline in certain types of violence, new pockets of tension have emerged as these more minor factions vie for control. One notable development has been expanding community-led initiatives to address the root causes of gang involvement. In recent years, the opioid epidemic has cast a long shadow over Arizona's gang landscape. The proliferation of opioids has become a significant driver of gang-related activities, including drug trafficking and overdose-related incidents. The quick profits in the illicit drug trade have ensnared individuals from diverse backgrounds, further complicating the efforts to curb gang-related violence. Law enforcement agencies, already stretched thin by the demands of the gang war, are grappling with the opioid crisis as they seek to dismantle drug distribution networks. This complex challenge has underscored the need for a comprehensive approach that combines law enforcement efforts with addiction treatment and community support. In recent developments, an investigation of a criminal street gang operating in South Phoenix has resulted in 22 indictments for various drug charges.
Y'all boys is getting in trouble left and right. You can't do nothing no more. The streets is dead.
Was charged with either conspiracy to distribute cocaine or fentanyl, or both. Individuals were charged with possessing a firearm as a felon, with one person facing additional charges for transferring or having a machine gun. This investigation, initiated by the Arizona Department of Public Safety, targeted a drug and firearms supplier in South Phoenix. In conjunction with the DPS investigation, the FBI's Violent Street Gang Task Force targeted the Lindo Park Crips criminal street gang.
Just told y'all, I look like two hoods today. I'm just saying, man.
And its numerous members, associates, and drug suppliers. The Lindo Park Crips are a criminal street gang operating in South Phoenix, Arizona. They are a subset of the Crips gang, one of the largest and most notorious gangs in the United States. They are known for their involvement in drug trafficking, violence, and other criminal activity. They are also known for their distinctive blue and black clothing and their use of gang symbols and graffiti. During the investigation, law enforcement seized many drugs, firearms, and related paraphernalia. Amid these challenges, there remains a glimmer of hope. Many individuals who were once deeply involved in gang life have turned their lives around. They have become advocates for change, using their experiences to mentor and guide those at risk of falling into the same traps. Furthermore, recent data suggests a decline in the overall crime rate in Arizona, including certain types of gang-related violence. This decline indicates the ongoing efforts to address the root causes and consequences of gang warfare. In the tapestry of Arizona's history, the thread of gang warfare runs deep, leaving indelible marks on the communities we've explored. Changing demographics and dynamics bring new challenges and opportunities, while community-led initiatives and collaborations with law enforcement offer a glimmer of hope amid the darkness. The shadow of the opioid epidemic looms large, but it's met with determination and a comprehensive approach to healing. As we close this chapter on the untold story of gang wars in Arizona, let us remember that our communities are defined not only by the scars left by violence, but also by the strength and unity that arise in their wake. The future promises safer streets, brighter opportunities, and a legacy of resilience that will shape Arizona's future.
Well, with that being said, streets is dead, y'all. I don't got nothing else to tell you.